Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. One important thing is conjunctions and how they work and whether conjunctions bring forth stronger energies of the planets and what kind of yogas they form. So we are always looking into what yogas conjunctions bring forth, what doshas conjunctions bring forth, and how they affect our overall demeanor, what characteristics they bring to us, what attributes they bring to us, and what capacity do they have to bring various results to us. So we are very intrigued by these, and we always look into these conjunctions. We work with the energies of these conjunctions. We want to use those yogas, we want to avoid those doshas, and we want to refrain from the challenges that these yogas or the doshas may throw up, and we want to be on the good side of these yogas. So that is a very important aspect about astrology, that conjunctions or sharing of energies bring. What if the sharing of energies happen with the strongest planets in the horoscope? I mean strongest in terms of being the Atmakaraka, which is the planet with the highest degrees in the horoscope, and the Amatyakaraka, the planet with the second highest degrees in the horoscope. Now care should be taken that just because a planet is an Atmakaraka, a planet with the highest degrees in the horoscope, does not make it the strongest. The strongest planet is which has the highest dignity, which means it has the highest digbal, it has the highest sthanbal, and when a planet has the most bal, strength, in terms of direction, in terms of placement, in terms of dignity, then it is the strongest. It may not be the highest in terms of degrees, but it could be well placed. It could be in a house where it gets the highest directional strength. For example, Jupiter at 15 degrees in Cancer in its exaltation placement is very strong. Saturn in Libra in the 7th house at 20 degrees is very strong, because Jupiter is getting directional strength in the Lagna and Saturn is getting directional strength in the 7th house, especially if it's Libra. So if a planet is in a very high strength in terms of directional strength and in exaltation, then it is the strongest in the horoscope, but it is not the highest in terms of degrees. The highest in terms of degrees is the Atmakaraka, which according to Gemini astrology represents the soul. But the Atmakaraka need not be the strongest planet in the horoscope. So care should be taken. Just because a planet is an Atmakaraka, you take it as very strong. And Atmakaraka can be in certain avastha, like a Vrid avastha, which is it is at 28 and 29 degrees. So in spite of being at the highest number of degrees, its avastha, its status is weak because it is in the Vrid avastha. So one should be, or meaning it's too old to give good results. So that care has to be taken, that the planet, just by virtue of being highest in terms of degrees, does not necessarily have the strength. And in fact, a planet at 15 degrees in conjunction with a planet at 28 degrees, the 15 degree planet has more strength because it is young. It is in that it is almost in the middle of the degrees bracket, and it may also have other strengths like the sthanbal or directional strength and so forth. So that's one thing which you need to keep in mind, and not assume just because two planets are Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka, they are the highest in terms of degrees definitely, but may not be the strongest. Having said that, the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka are not strongest in terms of the dignity in the horoscope. However, they are very strong denoters of two very important energies. One energy is the energy of the soul, the Atma. That's why the Atmakaraka, the significator of the Atma or the soul. The planet, by virtue of the highest degrees, represents the soul. So which means the soul for that native carries those attributes and those energies of the respective planet which has the highest degrees. And the Amatyakaraka is the planet with the second highest degrees, which means if Sun is the soul, is the king, which is the commander, the general, Mars for instance. So activity or action and the karma that one needs to do depends on the Amatyakaraka. So the Amatyakaraka is the Karaka of work or action or or what you do, or the karma that you do in this life. So the journey of the soul is represented by the Atmakaraka. The action of the individual is denoted by or represented by the Amatyakaraka and added strength by the Amatyakaraka, though not by the Amatyakaraka alone. But Amatyakaraka certainly has a lot of say in the action of the individual, in the karma of the individual, and overall which direction the native takes. So the Amatyakaraka will be helpful in terms of what direction, what career, what karma the individual takes, and will be helpful and provide help, support and success if an individual takes the direction pointed by the Amatyakaraka. And if your career is attached to or in the lines of the energies of the Amatyakaraka, then you have greater success. On the other hand, the Atmakaraka, being the planet with the highest degrees, the soul's journey is represented by the Amatyakaraka, the Atmakaraka, which means that one needs to keep in mind that the planet which is the Atmakaraka, those energies will manifest strongly in the Atmas or the soul's journey. What does this mean? If Sun is the Atmakaraka, then it means that the soul's journey, soul's upliftment will be achieved through leadership and being the person who will put forth the first step whenever righteousness things needs to be done, wherever the dharma needs to be done. There the person will have to step forward and take leadership. Then only the Atma will rise to the higher realm, will move forward to one more step in achieving moksha. It is many steps that the life takes, or the soul's life takes, over many janma, that overall moksha, all the points are gathered, all the experiences are gathered, and all the karma of the soul is gathered, and then the soul achieves moksha. So the planet, the highest degrees, and is the Atmakaraka, will represent the soul's journey in that life. So if Sun is the Atmakaraka, obviously leadership and righteousness. If Mars is the Atmakaraka, then achievement. Mars denotes achievement and conquering and getting. So achievement through action and through energy, through effort, is represented by Mars. If Mars is the Atmakaraka. If Venus is the Atmakaraka, then the soul's journey will be achieved through hygiene, through cleanliness, to keep the soul clean, to keep the soul without any blemish. Venus represents white. Venus represents something without blemish and of good character, of being able to hold yourself high in terms of ethics and morals, especially with reference to attaining materialistic things. So with Venus as the Atmakaraka, you have to shun materialistic fervors and move towards more higher realm of keeping the soul clean, keeping the soul in hygiene through righteous path and the right path, and having a blemishless life, a life where you don't compromise on your self-respect. If it's Saturn, then the soul journey is about hard work, about commitment, about dedication, about loyalty, and being loyal to your dharma, being loyal to your commitment, being organized and putting all effort that is needed. So each planet will have, if it's the Atmakaraka, its own journey, its own way forward. If Jupiter is the Atmakaraka, then the spiritual journey or the soul journey is by understanding higher realm and putting in effort to understand the spiritual energies of the higher self, and to lead a life of moral ethics, but also making your dharma your karma, which means that whatever deeds that you do, you should keep in mind that the soul's journey is important. So you have to be a guide. You have to guide your soul towards righteousness. You have to guide your soul towards what is ethical, which is right, and where you have a large heart and keeping a large heart through your life. So each planetary energy will give you some energies. If Moon is the Atmakaraka, then by nurturing, by caring, by empathetic behavior towards others, by helping others, by supporting others. So caring, nurturing, supporting, understanding, empathy is what will become your soul's journey, and that is what your soul will always want, and you should direct towards it. So if you're directing your life towards what the Atmakaraka is doing, then the soul is fed and the soul is achieving its food, and then it is able to rise higher. If Mercury is the Atmakaraka, then the soul's journey will be fed, or the food of the soul is going to be how you use information, how you use higher learning and collect data, collect information, and use the rightest learning that you have, the learning that you have got out of your parents, the learning that you have got out of your teachers, the learning that you have got out of life, and use your brain, use your buddhi to analyze the difference between right and wrong, and through your analysis lead a life of auspiciousness and lead the life of more correctness, choosing between right and wrong, being given the buddhi, being given the intelligence, and choosing between right and wrong, and always keeping on the right path is the journey of Mercury, if Mercury is the Atmakaraka. So keep in mind which planet is the Atmakaraka, and that soul will have to be fed by that food which the planet demeans and which the planet represents. So that is what is the Atmakaraka. Now the Amatyakaraka, I have already made a video. If different planets are the Amatyakaraka, then what professions you can do well in. So if Venus is the Amatyakaraka, what professions you can choose. If Sun is the Amatyakaraka, I have already done that. So please see the video, you will get more details. We will talk about what if the Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka come together in a house, in a synergy, then what are the results that you expect. Now on one side, the results can be looked at from a career, from where you will make money, what should be the profession that you choose. So even if the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka come together, the Amatyakaraka will hold sway what you should do and where you need to move towards. And for that you can see my video on if different planets are the Amatyakaraka, what careers you can choose. However, when they come together, the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka, what it means? It means that it is a greater responsibility on the individual not to tarnish the soul because of being too materialistic in the direction of the Amatyakaraka. For example, there is a three-legged race. Three-legged race is nothing but where two people, one person's left and one's right leg are tied together. They are one team, and then another two people, one person's left leg and another person's right leg are tied together, and so you have 6 or 7 teams. Their job is to run a race and come first. So the two people whose legs are tied together become one team. Say they put their arms around each other's shoulder, and they run as one. So the left and right leg have to be put together, and then the other two legs have to be put together. So there should be synergy in the movement of the legs. If the one person is both the people are putting the left leg together, then they stumble and they fall and they can't win the race. So the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka being together is like both of them are together. If you let go of one, then the whole life will become a problem with respect to your karma, with respect to achievement. Many people who struggle in life struggle because they are too much away from what the Atmakaraka, the soul's journey is. The soul has not come into life to keep the bodily pleasures or the sensory pleasures of the person. It has not come for that. The soul has been given a body to achieve the soul's experiences. The soul's rising in life is through the vehicle of the body, and which moves toward the sensory pleasures. So the challenge for the soul is to keep the sensory pleasures in check, not completely do away with it. You are given all the fruits, all the resources around you to enjoy life. However, you should not over enjoy, not cross the boundary where the Atma's journey is compromised. So the soul's journey comes first. The sensory pleasures are not so important, they are immaterial. So if the soul's journey is completely compromised, the individual does nothing to keep the soul happy or to move toward its spiritual journey and to move ahead or higher in the spiritual realm, and is focused only on materialistic pleasures, sensory pleasures, but does nothing to serve humanity, does nothing to praise the higher Lord, to move towards Him, then you fall flat on your feet. and then you ask people, what have I done wrong? Where did I go wrong? Why am I getting all these challenges in life? And we look to others for answers. We ask, I have done no wrong. I have not cheated anyone. You might not have cheated anyone, but you may have cheated your own soul by not giving the food that the soul wants. You are keeping the soul hungry and the soul is dying. The soul wants to let go of you then, and then the soul starts giving you problems. The soul keeps giving you challenges, because only when you meet challenges, then what you do? You cry out to God. You go to people who are spiritual and ask them, what have I done? I have got money, but I am getting all these health challenges. My own loved people are leaving me, or I am not earning money. My factory is closing. What wrong have I done? So the soul will then teach you a lesson, and then you will move toward the spiritual path. So if you want to not be harmed by the soul, or the soul taking you to task, then keep in mind and keep feeding the soul. And the highest responsibility comes to you when they are sitting together. Now, by virtue of the horoscope having only 12 houses, and most of the planets ruling more than one house, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Mercury, all of them rule 2 houses each. So the chance of one planet being placed in the other or placed together is very, very high between the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka. So even if they are not placed together, they may be placed in each other's house and be having some connections there, which means the soul is connecting to the Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka are coming together in some sharing of energies. Those energies you need to look into, but the highest responsibility comes when they are placed together, which means the soul and the the body's journey is the same, in the same direction, but to achieve the objective of the soul. The objective is not the material objective of the body or the karma that you need to do for material pleasures. Your karma still has to be in the journey of the soul, so that the soul uplifts. And when you miss that out, that's when the challenges come. So keep in mind, what are the planets coming together? If the sun and moon are coming together, then leadership, the Atma is talking about leadership, self-respect, pride, take pride in caring, in supporting, represented by the moon, and have empathy, have understanding of people. If the sun and Mercury are coming together, then leadership and carrying somebody and carrying yourself with pride and taking self-respect in analyzing information, choosing between right or wrong, doing the rightest things, moving away from the wrong things, and using your buddhi to uplift your soul. If the sun and Saturn are coming together as the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka, then sun's energy, the leadership, take respect, find respect, self-respect and pride in doing your duty, in being loyal, in being committed to what the soul wants to achieve, being committed to humanity, be committed to people who work below you, and being helpful. So look at these synergies coming together. If it is the Saturn is the Atmakaraka and say the moon is the Amatyakaraka, then what does Saturn represent as the Atmakaraka? The Atma wants commitment, loyalty, structure, disciplined life, and the moon, and achieve that through caring, through being supportive of others, through understanding others. So understand the synergies between planets when 2 planets come together, whichever planets come together. If Mars, so I am not able to talk of all the combinations, 20, 30, God knows how many combinations can come together in planets. I think 20 to 23 combinations can be made by just these 7 planets. I am not counting Rahu and Ketu in these. So if you are taking only Sun, Moon, then Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, 7 entities, planetary entities, then the combinations of 2 to each can be roughly about 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can look at maybe 21, 22 combinations. So I'm not going to talk about all those combinations, but definitely I'll give you 10 to 12 combinations and tell you what the energies are and how you can bring the energies together and understand what the overall energy represents. So if it's say Saturn and Mars together, if Saturn is the Atmakaraka and Mars is the Amatyakaraka, Saturn is again representing duty, commitment, loyalty, discipline. So all these the soul will achieve, or the soul's journey is through these attributes, but through achievement. So the soul is saying that try and achieve the soul's spiritual realm, or high, or going high through moving in the direction that the soul wants, which means leading a life of discipline, doing your duty. Mars represents dharma, Saturn also represents duty. So moving in the direction of your duty, not squelching on your duty, working in the direction of the responsibility given to you. Relationships are key, loyalty is key, not cheating, a righteous life is key, but to achieve, to conquer, and to put all your energies for the soul in the line of what the career is also. So the career should be in a line which is to do your duty and to achieve. So look at these combinations and then arrive at what the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka are coming together as. I am going to make another video of if the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka come together in different houses, then what do they represent? Because unless and until you understand what the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka energies coming together means for you, it will not be easy for you to understand houses. First you understand the synergies of the planets, what they mean as the planet, the Atmakaraka, the Amatyakaraka, houses can come later. If Venus and Mercury come together as the Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka, Venus represents hygiene of the soul, keeping the soul intact, keeping the soul clean, not to take a blemish on the soul, not to indulge in acts that the souls feel dirty, indulging in pornography, getting into cheating people, raping somebody, always chasing materialism, keeping a soul dirty. It's not about keeping the house clean or dirty when Venus is the Atmakaraka. It is the soul, keeping the soul clean. And Mercury learning, using buddhi. So use your intellect, use your learning, use the difference, knowledge between right and wrong to choose the right path, to keep the soul clean, to keep the soul beautiful, to keep the soul light so that you can move up. So look at these combinations between planetary entities and then try to move higher. If you have, if Mars is the Atmakaraka and Jupiter is the Amatyakaraka, then Mars is achievement, Mars is striving, struggle, effort to go and get. So the soul's effort, soul will move forward only when you put in the effort, only when you achieve the soul's journey. What is the soul when the Mars is there? Mars first ruling the first house and the 8th house energies, through turmoil, through strife, through working hard, and to overcome that, soul will reach high. Jupiter using wisdom, using spirituality, being spiritual, being accepting, being submissive to what the supreme energy wants and serving humanity. Through that you will be able, through using your wisdom, through using your learning, using your spirituality to face upheavals, to face traumas, to do your dharma and to achieve the spiritual's high ascension. That is the energies between Mars and Jupiter. If Mars is the Atmakaraka and Jupiter is the Amatyakaraka. So friends, I have given you various combinations and what each of the soul represents, whether it's the planet represents, whether it's the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka. Please look into your horoscopes and see whether the Atmakaraka and the Amatyakaraka, the planet with the highest energies, highest degrees and the second highest degrees, and what synergies they are having. If one is placed in the other person's sign, then also they are sharing energies. If they are sitting together, then it is a higher coming together of the goal in life. My Atmakaraka and my Amatyakaraka and my 10th house, they all are placed together and they are placed in tight conjunction. So I know what my responsibility is and what I should feed to my soul. Do you know what is your karma is, how your Atmakaraka and Amatyakaraka coming together, sharing energies, and what direction they are pointing? Because that is your soul's journey. If you have been chasing only career, money, life, children, stocks, houses, foreign lands, that is all materialistic, you are probably compromising on what the soul's journey is. That, and soul's journey will come when your actions in your life and your karma in your life and your career will all be righteous, morally, ethically right, and to help people, to help humanity and to serve Him. So friends, please like this video, please share this video, and if you are looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.